I didn't have it in me to research non-copyright music today, so this it is. Welcome back, family. This is Kai at Bath Time Bakery. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and also hit the notification bell and select all so that you are notified of all our future postings. Let's go. All right, you guys. So I'm going to start off by making the frosting. And so these are my melted oils and butters. I'm going to be adding in my lye water shortly. But I'll tell you right now, it's probably better to reserve making the frosting until after everything else is done, including the actual base of the soap, because it was a little difficult for me to pipe at the end, but as you will see, the results were beautiful nonetheless. But just an FYI. You're going to breeze through this frosting part because you're going to see very similar process for the rest of the soap, but let me tell you what I'm doing. My goal is to make 2 colors today. A chocolatey brown, which I'll be achieving with cocoa powder, and a white, which I'll be achieving with titanium dioxide. So I'm going to make my soap split color 2-part soap, and then I'm going to have my 2 colors and let that sit while I make the rest of the soap. And on the right, I'm going to be making the brown color, and I added fragrance oil there because my fragrance oil has a lot of vanillin in it, so it'll work well with that. And then the side that I'm going to leave white, I'm just going to leave it alone. As you can see here, I'm adding my lye water into my melted oils and butter. Then I'm going to go ahead and mix it and bring it to light to medium trace. So the body of the soap will have 3 colors: brown, followed by a white layer, followed by a green layer. So right now we're just going ahead and setting up that brown base layer. And in this cup, I already had an oil mix along with cocoa powder. Alright guys, as you can see here, I am going to just go ahead and mix it all in via hand or by hand. I don't know why I said via. Now I'm adding in my fragrance oil. I'm going to go ahead and stir that in. And then after the stirring, you guys, I'm going to split this brown into 2, darken 1/2, and I want to create an in the pot swirl at the bottom of the soap base. And yes, that slight discoloration will go away in a second. It'll settle down. It's just what this fragrance oil combination seems to do to this particular soap, but hey, I'll take this slight discoloration over icing any day, wouldn't you? Alright, so we are working on that split that we just talked about. So one of these halves, the color will remain as is because I do want a lighter mix. The other part, we're going to go ahead and darken it. And I'm just using brown mica. I'm pretty sure it's chocolate mica from Crafter's Choice or gingerbread mica. One of the two. Those are the only two I really use right now. That's what I love about micas. Micas are so easy to blend. You don't necessarily need to disperse it in anything else before blending it into soap. So it's just convenient. But here we go, you guys. In the pot swirl. Let's do it. You can see I burnt or melted the plastic on that pour, so I don't use it. But you guys, you gotta make do with what you got. Anyway, I don't know what compelled me to do this, but it came out really nice with so little soap anyway. But anyway, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's just watch. Just kidding, I'm not done talking. So here I'm doing the swirl, and that's it. And that should be good to go ahead and pour. I'll let you know right now that unfortunately I'm not able to really capture and color the swirl pattern that's going on there, but you guys will be able to appreciate it or see it during the cut later on in this video. So I was talking about ricing earlier. You guys, look at what this fragrance oil ends up doing, which was kind of strange, but this is what happened to my soap nonetheless. But I was able to stick it in. I believe that this is in fact ricing, and my son is next to me and wants to watch me as I edit and stick. Kima, do you see that texture right there?
Yeah.
How it looks textury, kind of almost like rice pudding-y.
Yeah.
So that is what I believe is called ricing. Due to fragrance oil. In soap, sometimes fragrance oil will do that to soap. So, but look, rest assured, I'm gonna stick blend it, and it's gonna go into a smooth texture. All right, you guys, so I'm talking to my son and you at the same time. So I want you just to take a look at what happens when I stick blend. It seems to save the day, but my soap didn't even really seem ruined, to be quite honest. But whatever combo I used, none of the fragrance oils, you guys, was supposed to rice. At least it was reported as not to have that. But now I know, and I'm happy to see that it wasn't anything detrimental to my soap. But you see it's starting to smooth the texture and look a little bit more custardy, which is what we want.
And yep, that's right.
Thank you, baby. Now that we have sorted out that debacle, I did go ahead and separate some of that soap here because we're going to create a white layer. So that is titanium dioxide dispersed in oils. And I'm going to go ahead and put it in this squeeze bottle right here because I am using very little soap here to hopefully achieve a beautiful and thin layer of white along the base of the soap, or I guess I would say above the base of the soap, but really before we dive into the whole avocado-y green that we're going to be pouring on top of it. Alright, and I'm going to apply a thin layer just to coat on top and get it evenly. And the soap at the bottom is not really all that hard, so really being able to apply the soap with the squeeze bottle makes it so much easier so that I'm not getting a drop swirl type of pattern at the bottom, which in truth would have been nice, but I already had my in the pot swirl there, so I wanted to keep it intact. Duly noted, I did not have enough soap. So what I'm going to do here is just go ahead and spread it out evenly, very thinly with the spatula. But I will next time separate or add an additional 2 ounces when I do separate the soap for white. And I think that'll fix that. But anyway, it's all learning as you go along and making notes. Alright, now moving on to the rest of the soap, I'm going to add a good 1.5 teaspoons of Green Vibrance Mica by Nurture Soap. Beautiful color. And so I don't know if you guys saw my which video was it, my aloe vera soap video where I used this color. and I ended up using a lot more green to get a darker green. But when I had first applied the color lightly, it reminded me of avocado, and so I just made sure to make a note of it so that I could come back and make an avocado soap. So that was part of the inspiration for the soap, along with a beautiful Instagram picture my sister sent me of it was an avocado fudge Instagram photograph. Oh my gosh, never heard of the combo, but I'll tell you, it smells great as soap, you guys. I'm gonna save myself some arm power and just go ahead and use the hand mixer. That's what I'm doing here, just to really make sure that I get that mica in there. And I did see still a little bit of ricing there, so this just helps smooth everything out. In fact, it reminds me of applesauce a little bit, the way it looks when it rises. I'm just so thankful that the combo mellowed out with the stick blending. So thankful, you guys. The last thing I want is a 5-pound disaster. Okay, well, we are done prepping that beautiful avocado green. Doesn't soap look so dang yummy? I'm not the only one who looks at it and sometimes like, I wish it was edible. Except it could really hurt you if you eat it, so not gonna do that. But here I'm gonna go ahead and apply that green layer gently because I don't want to break that white layer that I have between the brown base and, of course, you see the avocado-y green. So after I'm done pouring it all in or spooning it all in, I'm going to go ahead and tap out the air bubbles off camera. Now I brought it back, and this is completely optional, but I like to practice my swirl game. So even though all of this is going to be covered, I'm going to swirl it anyway. And really, it's also very satisfying. Anyone get the violins and start playing for me right now. This is what happened to my frosting, but I was able to salvage all of it and pipe it on top of my soap. I stick blended the heck out of it, you guys. And then I piped it, and I tried to squish it a little bit with my hands while it was in the piping bag. And here I am piping it. It's not the easiest thing to pipe, but I'm making it happen, you guys. And you can see I'm piping with a little bit of urgency. Well, it doesn't look like it now seeing it visually, but trust me, I'm piping with urgency. The fragrance oil that I'm using has avocado and a lime kind of smell to it as well. So these are actually lime, you know, I would say slices from a mold that I have, but I really wanted to play up the avocado. So what I did was I pushed it in really so you can only see the back of it, and you're not really seeing the lime slice cut on the side, but even if you did, no problem, it goes in with the theme. But here's a cool thing about melt and pour, you guys. Well, it depends on your melt and pour, but if you make embeds and you let them sit out long enough, they kind of change a little bit and they look a little gritty. So these lime slices, they look like actual avocado if you would peel the skin off of it. So it has a little bit of texture on the outside, which I think is so dope. And I'm so glad I was able to get that effect. Now, I just put all my melt and pours together. Some of them melt into each other, some of the colors blend, or sometimes they get a little rough. So that's what happened with these, and I was really happy about that. But just want to throw that cool little texturing thing you can consider when making some of your soaps. But it's really not that deep, because after maybe 2-3 uses, it's all smooth anyway. Some melt and pour shavings, and so they're white melt and pour shavings, and then wanted to tie the white on top because I've got that white layer beneath the green, so that's what I'm doing here. So these are soap shavings from a cold process soap I made previously. I've been making blocks of soap with no fragrance and leaving them lying around so that I can shave them and add them into my soaps for decor. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm poking them in because I do want them sticking out. Makes the soap stand out, no pun intended. Can you guys see the texture? Some of them are shimmery because I did put shimmer in them, but can you see the texture? They look straight up like avocados. If you can't see it on camera, make sure you buy yourself a bar. These soaps will be available 11/24/2019 on my shop. I thought I was done, you guys. I thought I was done decorating the soap. So I went ahead and I started spraying isopropyl alcohol, 99% on it. And I actually, throughout the next hour or so of making this soap, sprayed a whole bunch of it. Like every 15-20 minutes I would come and just give it a swirl or a good spray. And because I don't want sodium, or I don't want soda ash on it, and soda ash is the lye reacting to something in the air, either oxygen or carbon dioxide. Forgive me, I've forgotten the science behind it, but it's the lye reacting to the air, and rubbing alcohol helps mitigate that. So I'm going ham. After looking at it and seeing how shiny everything looked with the rubbing alcohol in it, I was like, man, I've got to put some snowflake mica on that bad boy. And so I did. And that's me spraying it. And it is so beautiful. You're not going to really see how gorgeous this is on camera, and I'm not able to capture it in pictures, but trust me, my word is everything to me. It is so beautiful and shimmery. I love it. Bless my heart because I wanted to try and show you anyway. Make sure to give this video a like for effort. Okay, overkill. Let me show you again next day in daytime lighting. Look at that. Doesn't that look like avocado, you guys, though, the soap? Oh, I freaking love that. This soap is so beautiful. It's just gorgeous. All right, let me stop awing. Let's go ahead and move on to the cut. Are you ready for it? Let's go. Are you ready for that cut? Let's see what the end is gonna look like, you guys. Okay, I'm taking a while. What's happening here? Come on, Kai, you can do it. Let's do this. This is so lackluster because I remember when I cut this, nothing came up on the end. So, you know, my bad. I should have done a little differently. But let's just go ahead and move this end / slice. I have to figure out what to do with that now. And reveal the beautiful inside of this soap. You guys see that in the pot swirl at the bottom? You see that beautiful white layer? You see that avocado green? You guys see that frosting that we made work? That frosting almost died on us, but we brought it back to life. Look at that. This soap is gorgeous. And let's talk about the smell. Fantastic. No bias. All right, let's look at another slice, you guys. Look at this bar of soap. Just goodness. Okay, come on, camera. I need you to focus. Look at that, you guys. Oh, this is so beautiful. My baby. Focus. You guys see that? I know you do. Do you guys see that? Oh, it's so beautiful. Loving you is more than just a dream come true. Ooh, ooh. Every day of my life. Okay, I'll spare you. All right, you guys. So it's my new practice that once I cut the soap, I bevel my soaps. If I'm gonna bevel them, then I go ahead and I take my pictures. You guys already see I have my picture prop set up, but I have to clean up the bottom. I got a little bit of soap stuck on there. But yeah, just wanted to show you what it looks like when I bevel. Very quick. Collectively, probably not even 3 minutes to bevel all of my soaps, which would be 16 bars, traditionally. All right, you guys, thank you so much for spending time with me today. If you've made it to the end, I greatly appreciate you. Please be sure to subscribe, like this video, hit the notification bell, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.